out of crypto. We don't really fuck with anything else. I think that's kind of the play here. I generally believe in all investments, whether it be crypto or securities. The sexier you get, the more opportunities you create to just kind of screw up or make an error. I mean, come on. I mean, that's kind of like the backdrop here, a little bit with what we've seen with the banks here. And I mean that in the context of, yes, of course, the bank that deals with the toughest deals, and there's something very positive to be said about that. And when we're talking about Silicon Valley Bank here, they took on that risk. They took on they took on the responsibility of working with VC, which is quite the risk premium when we're thinking about things you can invest in here. There's a lot of rambling on my part, Mario. I love that you came.
No, oh no,
So
yeah,
Simon,
yeah.
Simon,
Just
Simon,
yeah. Go ahead,
I
man.
got
Go, man.
just a similar point question you're asking, Simon. I mean, crypto has gone, but Bitcoin has gone up by 10% in the last day or two. I mean, if you can explain what you think the reason for that is, based on what we've seen happen, and then in addition to that, where you see things going.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so in terms of just the short-term trend, I think the logical place for your bank deposit and your stable coins was to Bitcoin, a flight to safety. And I know short term that there's a lot of volatility there, but that's the logical place where you can ensure that
Sorry, Simon, can I just add one more bit to that question as well?
Mhm.
And when it comes to Signature Bank, apparently 17% of their they were basically dealing with crypto. 17% of their portfolio was crypto as well, as far as I know. So if you can explain it in that context as well, please continue.
Yeah. So I know, Mario, you say that the drama's been insane, and the drama has been insane, but it always has been. It's never stopped. The moment I found Bitcoin, this has just never stopped. It's just constant up and down of craziness. Like, no one said it was going to be easy we created an exit from the traditional financial system and digital hard sale money. It was never meant to succeed. I just can't believe we've got here. So when I look back at the drama, Bitcoin has always been going through these 4-year cycles, and I expect those 4-year cycles to continue. The very first one was just about surviving centralization. So Satoshi Nakamoto mined 1 million Bitcoins. We went from, mining on computers to mining on graphic cards to creating specialist computer to the institutionalization of proof of work. And that first cycle was just about could this be, from one person mining, could this actually create this distributed network that a government couldn't shut down? And we got through that cycle. Then the governments tried to shut it down, and we had, regulatory attacks. We had FinCEN, we had SEC, we had the Japanese regulator when Mt. Gox went down. We had all sorts of regulators and drama and all sorts of things, and we got through that regulatory crackdown in the second cycle. But then we forget about it, and the third cycle was about each one has halving, and we reach all new all-time highs, and we have the drama and the 85% corrections at every cycle. The next one was about surviving money printing, so everybody just started creating all coins and tokens and ICO bubble, and that in its peak started looking like it was going to disrupt the securities market and all sorts of stuff. And at the end of the cycle, Bitcoin just survives, and all this stuff comes and goes. This one was actually about surviving quantitative tightening. So we obviously got created in 2008, last time the financial system had its systemic risk event. And through that whole time, we had low interest rates, we had quantitative easing, and for the first time in Bitcoin's history, we went into a quantitative tightening cycle. Now, was Bitcoin going to survive quantitative tightening? Well, it turns out that you can't quantitatively tight. You can only quantitatively ease. And so the system just finds the traditional financial system just finds a new reason why you have to quantitatively ease, because you got to keep the perpetual machine moving. You got to keep the debt going. And so it looks like the quantitative tightening cycle is over. So the next cycle, as we get through 2024 halving, and the next 4-year cycles will be CBDCs. What does Bitcoin look like in a world where every government has their own central bank digital currency? That will create another wave. There'll be some countries that will, programmatically not allow you to convert into Bitcoin. Other countries will use Bitcoin as a Bitcoin standard in order to drive more confidence in their central bank digital currency. We've got all that to go through for the next cycle. I think the next cycle after that is when humans